In this volume, I have Emmy submissions, a Telltale winner, a reminder for Prodigy Season 2 coming out, and a funny Discovery behind the scenes video. This is the Star Trek Void, where I try to fill in the gaps between new episodes with some news, some information, and hopefully a little bit of entertainment. And as per usual, I'll be starting off with those birthdays and remembrances. And to start us, we've got a Trek movie entry. Most of them are, except for one, I think. Happy birthday to Tim Russ, who played Lieutenant Commander Tuvok on Star Trek Voyager, and more recently on Star Trek Picard. He was also Devore on Star Trek TNG, Takar on Star Trek DS9, and a lieutenant in Star Trek Generations. He directed the Voyager episode Living Witness. Oh, I did not know that he did that. And yeah, we've seen Tim quite a bit in Star Trek, but of course he's my second favorite Vulcan in all of Star Trek history. We're also wishing a happy birthday to Zoe Saldana. We wish a very happy birthday to Zoe Saldana, who played Lieutenant Nyota Uhura in 2009's Star Trek Into Darkness, and Star Trek Beyond. Also hashtagging GOTG and Avatar. So a very happy birthday to Zoe. And one from the original series here, a happy birthday to Marriott Hartley. She played Zarabeth in the original Star Trek episode All Our Yesterdays, and who remembers her in her Polaroid commercials with James Garner? I do not, but I was born in the 70s. Maybe I missed it, but a very happy birthday to Marriott. And a very happy birthday to Peter Weller, who played one of the characters I disliked the most. But happy birthday to Peter Weller, who was Terra Prime's leader, John Frederick Paxson, on Star Trek Enterprise. I did not like him. And Admiral Alexander Marcus in the movie Star Trek Into Darkness. It's all right. RoboCop, of course, and Naked Lunch, and Longmire are where you can also find him. And now for our remembrances. On his birthday, remembering David L. Lander, who played a Ferengi tactical officer in the Star Trek TNG episode Peak Performance, and as many of you probably remember, played Squiggy on Laverne and Shirley, paired with future Star Trek Voyager guest star Michael McKean, and hashtagging Star Trek here. Yes, I did not know that was him in the Ferengi suit, but I grew up with Laverne and Shirley, so Squiggy is how I see him. So it's very nice to take a moment and remember David. So yeah, he's missed. Also on his birthday, and again, these are recent birthdays, they aren't all today, remembering Tommy Tiny Lister Jr. on his birthday, remembering actor and wrestler Tommy Tiny Lister Jr. Star Trek fans know him for his role on Enterprise as Klang, the first Klingon ever encountered by humans. And that's the first episode of Enterprise, if I recall here. Rewatching that with my 9-year-old now. She just turned 9, and I think she's enjoying it. She just wants to see Porthos, but that's okay. She's getting into the characters here. And we're also going to be remembering George Murdoch on his birthday, remembering George Murdoch, who played both Admiral J.P. Hansen on Star Trek TNG's The Best of Both Worlds, and God in Star Trek V, The Final Frontier. And I think Star Trek V is probably universally known as not the best Star Trek ever, but we'll always remember God. And not for a birthday remembrance, but this is a recent passing a couple of weeks ago, and I don't believe I put it in any of my videos yet. So I'm going to put it here, shared by the Star Trek. We are very sad to hear of the passing of Ben Cross, who played Sarek in the 2009 film Star Trek. Our deepest condolences to his family and friends. So yeah, just awful news to hear when someone passes. He played an iconic role, and so again, he will be missed. And so I wanted to take a moment to remember Ben Cross. And that's all the birthdays and remembrances I have. And now I have a fun picture, I believe at a convention or some sort of fan meetup here, shared by Roddenberry Official and featuring Sir Patrick Stewart. And this is one of those, there isn't a lot to this picture, but there is a lot to this picture. It says so much about Patrick Stewart and how he relates to the fans. Picard might not like kids, but it seems like Mr. Stewart has no problem with that. This is shared again by Roddenberry Official, and it simply says, "Hugs matter." And if this is not an example of that, I don't know what is. And then we have this fun behind the scenes of Discovery. Looks like season 1, shared by Sarah Mitchell. A little behind the scenes of what usually happens to us in the loopy late night, early hours of the morning on shoot days. I'm going to guess this was one of our Fretter days. You've probably heard these stories, but I thought it'd be fun to share this one that I happened to record, starring Countess Emily as the leader in her rendition and creation of what I'm calling Ginger Town. And I'm hoping that by playing this, because I'm going to hit the audio for you here in a minute, this video won't get dinged for somehow censorship or not copyright of a song. We'll see what happens. Supporting vocals by Albino Kid, of course, Anthony, William Cruz, Oyedin Oladajo, and I'm sorry, I'm still terrible at pronouncing some of these names. Laughter and Wonder, supplemented by Ron now I can't even say their names. Ron, Rachel, and myself, and everyone else who was probably off camera. Why embarrass myself? And then by pronouncing their names terribly wrong. Let's see what this song sounds like.
Ginger Town, Ginger Town, the crane's in the window, it's coming in to get you, every little ginger boy and girl. Ginger Town, Ginger Town.
Okay, I have some serious concerns for them, and I hope eventually sleep came because, okay, they're a little loopy. They're a lot loopy. Which was, I suppose, the point, but you know. Okay, so we're going to move on. Yes, 4 years ago, we have a fun interview here. Yeah, this post here, don't worry, I am going to include sound and large and everything, but randomly found this interview from 4 years ago when the announcement of Janeway's return to Trek was made. Yes, that's how long it's been. Enjoy a few minutes of Kate being Kate and get ready for season 2 to drop on July 1st. Yes, that's another reminder. Can't wait. Hashtag Star Trek Prodigy, hashtag Star Trek. Let's see what the amazing Kate Mulgrew had to say about it.
Kate Mulgrew as Captain Catherine Janeway. Welcome home, Kate.
Virtual greetings and well done you, Alex Kurtzman and the Hageman brothers, for having the foresight to understand that Star Trek will captivate the imaginations of young people. And when Alex Kurtzman called me over a year ago now, I think, to propose this idea, I have to tell you that I was at first a little bit uncertain. After all, I had played her for 7 years in 4.5-inch heels. I had invested every scintilla of my being in that woman. And I thought, an animated version of Janeway? I don't know. But even as I was talking to Kurtzman on the phone, long dormant longings to restore her started to stir. And I thought, this will be heavenly. I can go into a recording booth, which I love to do. I can now endow her with nuances that I didn't do before because I will have the privacy and freedom of a recording booth. And we can take it to unlimited places. And then I thought, you know, I was the first female captain, and now I'm going to be the first children's captain. And what on earth could be better than that? So then Dan and Kevin Hageman, who are geniuses, you should know. You just saw them. I can assure you they are bona fide genius. Sent me the animatics and the scripts, and I was dazzled. So I jumped in, and I thought to myself, this is going to be an extraordinary adventure. How thrilling to be able to introduce to these young minds an idea that has elevated the world for decades. And to be at the helm again in that way is, I think, going to be deeply gratifying in a brand new way for me. So I'm ready to go, guys. This is going to be a wonderful adventure, and I'm so glad you're on board with me, and I hope you're equally excited. Are you?
Oh my God, are you kidding me? We're sitting here with like just joy radiating out of us. We're so excited. We're so excited, Kate.
I was about to say I'm over the moon, but I'm like, that's not far enough. I'm much further. I'm over.
That felt like an appropriate throwback to kind of remind us again, July 1st, Netflix, Prodigy Season 2. And now we're going to move on to, well, we're talking about animation. I'm going to talk about my artists of the volume. I've got a couple, one with a message and one just for fun. Now, Bev's Burgers, done by Sarah Magoo, may not be new for you, but I thought this was worth sharing because I haven't shared before. This type of animation, the Bob's Burgers, it's not really my thing. However, I love the way that this was put together. You've got virtually every strong female character that could be possibly recognizable all together on the bridge surrounding none other than Lucille Ball. Now, the reason this is put up is, well, because it's about women. This one is shared by the Scorch 1701. 2 years ago today, a decision was made by the U.S. Supreme Court in the United States to put an end to Roe versus Wade. The health and safety of all women is a cause that we at Bev's Borgers will always speak out for. The Trek universe has always been a place where fans should feel safe and loved. We've witnessed the remarkable strength given by some of these amazing female characters above, and we take their strength with us in these hard times. Today, this post is dedicated to the amazing women all over the world who deserve better than what they've been given. Live long and prosper. Hashtagging Star Trek, Bev's Borgers, Women of Star Trek. It's all Star Trek, our life, and together. So this is, again, just a kind of a reminder that things are not always going as well as we hope, and we're not heading towards this future we see, at least not the journey that we were hoping we would be taking. So I wanted to give a moment to this artist because I really haven't shown her off that much. And yeah, fun, interesting. However, the next one is a little different than I normally share because I don't usually share tattoos unless they're mine. This is shared by Amelia Moore Tattoos, stoked to make some Star Trek Lower Decks pieces today to add to my pal Sarah's space arm. I would love to do more Star Trek work. Very cool. So I'm not sure where she is, but at least we know that she exists. And this is some beautiful work for Lower Decks, I have to say. I love Badgie, and I love our koala, our mysterious, ethereal koala that we see during death or moments of unconsciousness. It's interesting. I want to find out more about the koala in season 5. And if you want some really vibrant tattoos, it looks like Amelia is your person. Some great animated Trek. Lower Decks seems to be the place to go, coincidentally. This is shared by For favorite animated series, this year's Telltale Awards winner is Star Trek Lower Decks, Star Trek on Plus. And so, yeah, we've got our crew there. We've got Tindy, we've got Rutherford, we've got Mariner, and we've got Boimler, of course, with his wonderful hair. And 2024 Telltale TV Awards winner, favorite animated series. How awesome and how ridiculous that this season coming up will be the last one. Don't forget to save Lower Decks while you're hashtagging all kinds of fun things on your Twitter and Instagram feeds. That's a good one. Save Lower Decks. Now, when it comes to our Star Trek folks in general, well, they're a talented bunch in so many regards. Rather, they're the creators, behind the scenes, in front of the cameras, is all just really talented people. So no shock here as my thing's bouncing around. All 71 Star Trek Emmy submissions, Discovery, Strange New Worlds, and Lower Decks go for the gold. Let's take a look at this list because, yes, of course, there is a list. All right, so first up, we have Star Trek Discovery, Best Drama Series, Best Drama Actor, David Ajala. Best Drama Actress, Best Drama Supporting Actor. Nice list there. If you know what, I'm not going to bore you and read through all of these. I will scroll through. And of course, the link for all of this is going to be down below. You'll be able to check it out all yourselves, hopefully without the advertisements, which I do try to skip most of them, but it's hard because I'm showing you the webpage and gosh, advertisements are all a part. Joy of being on the internet. But yeah, we can see just this huge list of people who've been nominated. It's incredible, really. Kind of never ending here. It was 71 was the number, and yeah, that's it. That's all of them, including stunt performances. That's really cool. So whichever Star Trek is your Star Trek, whether it's animated or live action, Discovery, Strange New Worlds, whichever universe is yours, make sure you take a look at this Emmy list and see if yours is on the list, and do what you can to support it. Because again, without the fans, well, there's no Star Trek. I'm going to have more on that in my next video where I'm talking about, yes, of course, Star Trek Legacy and what we know so far. What's the chance of us actually getting this show? What does it mean having Terry Matalas going off working on other projects? Yeah, all this fun stuff, including the movies. What's been said about series coming up, the 5-season rule now, yeah, just a lot. So check out for that video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like below. If you enjoyed the channel and want to see more, please go ahead and subscribe and hit that notifications bell so you'll know when more videos come out. Do be aware that I also cover a show called Outlander, which appears on Stars. It is a dramatic, fictional history thing with a little time travel for fun. And so I talk about that as well. And of course, I don't want to go without thanking my Patreons and my members. You are helping me get a new hard drive because this computer is about to die. So thank you so much for your extra support. And if you would like to see any of the other videos created for Star Trek, or if you want to check out the Outlander updates, please do check those out on this channel. And if you do choose one, I will see you there. And we take their strength with, and we can't talk.